Hello, everyone. My name is Jacinta Mohia from Kenya School of TVET. Welcome to Module 2 of Leveling Survey, which entails setting up leveling equipment. This module comprises of 2 topics. Topic 1, mounting of leveling instrument on a tripod stand. Topic 2, carrying out temporary adjustment of leveling equipment. Having completed topic 1 in the previous session, we are now going to cover topic 2 of module 2. The learning outcomes of topic 2 are, by the end of the topic, you should be able to 1. Explain the purpose of carrying out temporary adjustment of leveling instrument. 2. Explain the main steps of temporary adjustment of leveling instrument. And 3. Demonstrate the ability to carry out temporary adjustment of leveling instrument correctly and accurately. To start off the session, we are going to have a bridging exercise, which is based on a reflection of topic 1. In topic 1, we learned about mounting up, in brackets setting up, leveling instrument on a tripod stand. Take a moment, reflect topic 1 content, and answer the following questions. 1. Identify leveling equipment used during setting up of a level. 2. State the procedure of mounting a leveling instrument. Thank you for the good attempts. Hope you've been able to identify equipment such as leveling staff and tripod stand. Hope that you've also been able to come up with a procedure for mounting a leveling instrument, which basically entails adjusting tripod stand and then securing the level accurately. Kindly note that temporary adjustment of levels is an activity that follows immediately after mounting a level on a tripod stand. The main purpose of temporary adjustment is to prepare the leveling instrument for leveling exercise, which will be free from errors by 1. Ensuring that the leveling instrument is set up in a truly level position. 2. Ensuring that the horizontal line coincides with line of sight accurately. Verifying that the line of sight is aligned with the telescope's horizontal central crosshair and is not affected by any optical misalignments. 4. Ensuring that the instrument is stable and securely mounted on the tripod. And 5. By removing parallax so that the observer is able to see and clearly read the staff. Before taking any staff observation or readings, temporary adjustment of the level must be carried out. The following diagram illustrates the main steps of temporary adjustment of a level. 1. You can be able to see the steps, and the step number 1 is setting. That is setting the leveling instrument. 2. Leveling the leveling instrument, which is the level in this case. And finally, focusing. So let's go straight to the first one, which is setting. It is also important to remember that topic 2 is a continuation of topic 1. And therefore, step 1, that is setting, is well covered in topic 1, which entails mounting a level on the tripod head and securing firmly as demonstrated in video 3 in topic 1. Step number 2 in temporary adjustment is leveling. After setting up the leveling instrument on the tripod stand, it is then leveled for temporary adjustment to ensure that the vertical axis is truly vertical, which is accomplished with the following steps. Step 1. Having mounted the leveling instrument on the tripod stand and well secured, so the step 1 starts there, where you are supposed to rotate the upper part of the instrument to bring the level tube parallel to any 2 of the foot screws. Step number 2. Move the bubble to the center of the level tube or circle, depending with the type of level, by rotating both foot screws inward or outward. Step number 3. Again, by rotating the upper part of the instrument, the level tube is brought over the 3rd foot screw. Step number 4. Rotate the 3rd foot screw inward or outward to bring the bubble back again to the center of the level tube or circle. So remember, we've talked about level tube or circle. It depends with the type of level. There are some levels which have level tube and there are others which have circle tube. Step 5. Repeat step 1 by rotating the upper part of the instrument in the same quadrant of the circle, and then repeat step 2. So it is important to note in our step 5, it's all about repeating step 1 and also repeating step 2 for the purposes of trying to centralize the bubble. Step number 6, you're required to repeat step 3 by rotating the upper part of the instrument in the same quadrant of the circle, and then also repeat step 4. Step 7, in step 7, you're supposed to repeat step 5 and step 6 until the bubble remains central in both positions. Step number 8, which is the last step, which comes after ensuring that the bubble is centralized. So at this particular step, should rotate the instrument's upper part through 180 degrees, bring the level tube parallel to the first 2 first screws in reverse order. If the instrument is in permanent adjustment, the bubble will remain in the center, meaning that the instrument has been leveled. After leveling, then we go to the next step, which is focusing. Focusing must be completed before conducting any observations, and this helps in removing parallax. to produce an image through the objective lens at the plane of the diaphragm and to reveal a clear image of the object through the eyepiece, focusing is necessary. So we are simply saying that you'll not be able to read correctly, you'll not be able to have a clear vision if focusing is not done. So this is accomplished by removing parallax through proper focusing on the object and eyepiece. To remove the parallax, the telescope is directed towards a white surface for focusing the eyepiece. The eyepiece ring is then turned in or out until the crosshairs are seen as sharp and distinct. The telescope is pointed at the object for focusing the objective lenses. The focusing screw is then turned until the object's image appears clear and sharp, with no relative movement between the image and the crosshairs. Having done that, then the instrument will be ready for the exercise. It is important to note that temporary adjustments of the leveling instrument will always be repeated or carried out every time instrument station is changed. Let us have a look at a demonstration that shows the 3 steps of carrying out temporary adjustment.
My telescope is aligned to my 2 foot screws, and the bubble is to the right of me. What I want is that the bubble is supposed to come at the center. If you can see, the bubble is more towards my right, but it is supposed to come at the center of the edged circle of the circular spirit level. To do that and make sure that it comes to the center of the circle, I'm going to hold the 2 foot screws and move them inwards or outwards. So I start by moving them inwards, and we see what is happening to the bubble. If I move them inwards, the bubble is sticking to my right. So, and I want it to go to my left. So what I'm going to do is move them outwards and see what happens. So the bubble has started moving towards the center. It has gone a little bit too much to my left, so I move in the counter direction inwards. And now the bubble is at the center of the spirit level, but outside the circle in the middle of the spirit level. We know that for the instrument to be level, the bubble is supposed to be at the center. So what do? We have to take it forward. So in that case, we turn the telescope so that it is aligned to the single foot screw. As you can see, the bubble is now on the other side, and we have to bring it to the inside of the circle. So using the single foot screw, you again turn it either clockwise or anti-clockwise, and see what happens. If I turn it anti-clockwise, you can see the bubble moving into the center. So now it is in the center, but more towards the outside instead of the inside. So the next thing we do is we again go through the first step where the telescope was aligned to the 2 foot screws and see if the bubble has moved. You can see that the bubble has moved slightly to my left. So I'm going to move the 2 foot screws again inwards, and the bubble stays within the circle. Once that has happened, you again turn the telescope so that it is aligned to the single foot screw and check if it stays within the circle. It is more towards me, so I'm going to move it outwards, and it should stay within the circle. Once that has happened, and whatever direction you move the instrument, the bubble does not move out of the etched circle, then it means that the instrument is now level and you can proceed with taking the levels. But before you do that, we need to eliminate parallax. Our instrument is now level. We have ascertained that it is level. The bubble is in the center of the circle. Before we take readings, we need to carry out the step of focusing and elimination of parallax. This is carried out by using a white surface, so a white piece of paper. You hold the paper in front of the objective lens, and then through the eyepiece you sight and turn the focusing screw until the collimation line is very clear against the white surface. Having done that, it ensures that you have eliminated parallax, you have focused the instrument, and now it is ready for taking levels on the leveling stuff.
Having gone through the topic and having learned how to carry out temporary adjustment of a leveling instrument, then you'll be required to carry out a practical activity. And so you're simply indicating that after this session, you're expected to carry out a practical activity in the field, which involves setting up and carrying out temporary adjustment of leveling instrument. While you're doing the exercise, you're expected to take a video as an evidence that will be uploaded in the e-portfolio. In conclusion, I would like you to know that the end of this topic ushers in Module 3 of Leveling Survey, which entails performing leveling traverse. In order to carry out leveling traverse, then Module 2 must be completed. Thank you for your active participation. I wish you a good time and looking forward to meet you for Module 3.